Well, I stepped out of the shower early that morning, where I live on the Upper East Side and pretty high up, and the radio mentioned something about an airplane reportedly hitting the World Trade Center. The inference was that it was a small plane. That was the first thing that came into my mind. But any aircraft hitting the World Trade Center had the potential to be a big story. I had no idea it would develop into the kind of story it did. So I quickly began to get myself dressed as I ran through the apartment, go to the elevator. My wife Jean kept me posted, and she said it was an airplane, may have been a big airplane. And I literally dressed in the elevator going downstairs, bolted out, got in a taxi cab, told the taxi cab driver I would very richly reward him if he didn't waste any time getting to the broadcast center, which is not that far away. He drove like an intoxicated NASCAR driver to get me there. And I got out at 10th Avenue and 57th Street, which is where CBS News World headquarters and the broadcast center is located. And I looked up 10th Avenue, and there were people already coming in the direction up, away from the World Trade Center. At that particular stage, it wasn't a whole mass of people, but it looked very odd. And so I bolted into the broadcast center and came into the newsroom. And the CBS anchor desk, which is elevated, but is actually in the CBS newsroom, the nerve center of CBS News' worldwide operations. We were already on the air with the morning news. Bryant Gumbel and the morning news had handled very carefully, very professionally the early reports. Weren't sure at first what it was, then weren't sure what type of airplane it was. But I remember getting hooked up at the base of the anchor desk to put two communications plugs in my ear and get the microphone on. And I remember saying to myself, steady, steady. It was Ed Murrow's favorite word. He used it a lot during the London Blitz and as a student of Murrow and his work. Steady. Went over a checklist, not unlike maybe a pilot's checklist before he takes off. I'm not equating the two, but every anchor person has them. I remember reminding myself, be sure to tell the audience what you know, what you don't know, and to remind them that the first things you hear in a disaster such as this are frequently wrong. Mentally, I was going through that. But the back of my trousers had no sooner hit the anchor seat when I climbed up to it, that it was clear that the nation was under attack.
If you've got it, watch it. If you don't, call your TV provider to get HDNet today.